Shall we start with the good news or the bad news? How about the good news? Okay, so the good news is if you need a sales funnel, chances are you already have one, even if you don't know you have one. That's pretty good news, huh? The bad news though is if you don't know you have a sales funnel, then chances are you don't have a very good sales funnel. Sorry. But the good news, the other good news is that in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to build a really good sales funnel. So whether you have one or you don't, whether you know you have one or you don't know you have one or you don't know you don't have one, your questions are gonna be answered in this video. Because here's the thing, you can't make a single dollar in your business unless you have a sales funnel. Yeah, really. Now you might be saying, I don't have a sales funnel and I'm making money in my business. Well, I would beg to differ. Not about you making money. I'm sure you are making money. But if you're making money in your business, then you have a sales funnel, because a sales funnel is just the process that guides people from first learning about your brand to eventually making a purchase. It could be as simple as someone finding your company on Google and then clicking on your website, browsing your website, and then choosing to buy a product. That could be your sales funnel. It could be as simple as you having a donut shop downtown and people walking past your donut shop, smelling the delicious smells, and then coming in, having a sample, and choosing to buy a dozen donuts. That's a sales funnel too. So we're not just talking about something like ClickFunnels here, where you build a bunch of fancy web pages and run a webinar and make a bunch of money. Sure, that's a sales funnel too, but really, a sales funnel is any process you use to guide customers to purchase your product. And if you're more intentional about it and more strategic about it, then it can work a lot better and convert a lot more of your traffic into customers. On the other hand, if it's just something that happened to your business and you didn't plan it out, then it might not be being very effective and you might be leaving a lot of money on the table. So if you want to learn how to build a more effective sales funnel or your first sales funnel, then just keep on watching. Okay, so let's get started by looking at this simple diagram of a sales funnel. It all starts right here with traffic. These are the people who walk by your donut shop. They're the people who find you on Google. They're the people who find your video on YouTube. Somehow these people come in contact with your brand. And so here we have, we can list some different sources. Maybe YouTube is one of your sources. Maybe Google is one of your sources. Maybe you have an ad on the radio and that is a source. And so each of these are places that people can find you and discover that you exist. And someone really has to discover you exist before they can take this next step. And the next step is this conversion event. So what this conversion event is when someone decides to find out a little bit more about your brand or the products that you're selling. So it might look like someone opting into your email list online or clicking on your website. That's like a first little step. But most of the time when we talk about this first conversion event to become a lead, we're talking about a way that they have really connected with your brand. Maybe they filled out an application form, or like I mentioned before, they have signed up for your email list. But then at that point, they become leads. So you'll have a certain number of people who are your traffic. Maybe 1,000 people visit your website, and then a certain percentage of those people, like perhaps 2%, become a lead. And so then we'd have 20 leads. And then a certain percentage of those leads will actually purchase your product. And so if you had 20 leads and then perhaps 5% of them purchase your product, then you would end up with one sale. So this is really, really simple, and there is a million variations of this, but I'm going to show you how we can set up a really simple system like this online without a whole lot of tech, without making this too complicated. And we're actually going to start here at the bottom of it, because in order to set up this whole system, it really works the best if we know what we're trying to sell. So first we're going to work on that aspect, and then we'll take a step back and think, okay, how can we get these leads, and how can we convert those leads into sales and build that system? And then taking a step back, how can we convert the traffic into leads? Okay, so starting with this product, how you sell your product and how you deliver your product to your new customers really depends on what you're selling. So for example, if you're selling any sort of physical product online, or you're selling a digital product that you're just going to send via email and then they'll instantly have access to it, then using something like Squarespace or Shopify can work really well. So here I am inside Squarespace, Squarespace, and I can go to my account dashboard, and I've created a couple just like trial websites here. But the websites are really simple to create, and having a Squarespace website costs around like $25 or $30 a month if you're going to be selling on it, but you can easily edit the website and you can create pages where you have a products page and you can list your product here. And then we'll talk in a minute about how you can connect this with your email marketing software. But long story short, you can sell your product here. Like I said, this is just an example website. So I've just been playing around with it, but you could put a physical product on it. You could put a membership product on it like I have right here, and someone can buy this product. So this is one possible end of your funnel. Another option would be Teachable. Now, if you're selling something like an online course or a membership, then Teachable is going to be your best option. There are lots of different membership and course softwares out there, including things like Kajabi and Thinkific. I really like Teachable just because they have a really good product. It's really easy to use. Their customer service is great, and their plans are also really affordable. So you can get started with Teachable for just about $30 a month. And if you do that, you can both sell your courses and they'll also host your courses for you. And it just gives a really professional way for your students to access your courses. So for example, here is a course I created a few years back now. So this is like the sales page for it. People can read about it and then they can see an example of what is in the course and the whole curriculum. And then after they've purchased the course, it looks like this. They can log in and see the courses they've purchased, click on them and access the lessons of the course where they can easily watch them and check off their homework and every aspect like that. Okay, so that covers how you can make the sale, but let's talk now about how you can get this conversion event. So in order to do that, you're going to need some way that you sell your product. Now, obviously, the end part of the sale is going to happen on Teachable or on Shopify or Squarespace or something like that, but you need to have some way that you convince people, that you ask them to buy your product. And so for most online businesses, email marketing is going to be their best option. So personally, I use Convertkit. And so inside Convertkit, you can create these sales automations. And the sales automations can send people a series of emails after they sign up for your email list. And again, we'll talk about that in a moment. But then what they can do is get the series of emails that tells them about one of your products and how they can purchase it and why they would want to purchase it. So for example, inside my account, we have this one called Channel Launch General Welcome Sequence Plus Pitch. So if someone signs up for a YouTube related freebie, then, which is one of these things, then they will get pushed through this sales funnel. They'll get the right tags. They'll get this series of emails that will introduce them to my brand and tell them a little bit about what I'm all about and why I think they should start a YouTube channel if they haven't already and how that can benefit their life. And so these emails really do the selling for me. And so it makes this part of the sales funnel process really easy. So just to recap, so far we've got how we actually make the sale and deliver it. And now we have email marketing as this piece right here. So now let's talk about how we get this conversion event to turn our traffic into leads. So this part is really so easy. So I'm here on my website right now, which is where a lot of my traffic comes to from my various traffic sources. And earlier today, I just set up one of these systems. So right here, I've got this page that I set up, and what's on it is this free checklist that people can download. And so in one of the pieces of free content I put out there onto the internet, I mentioned this free checklist. And so then I just set up this page and added this image of it right here, added some text, and added this opt-in form. So in order to add this opt-in form, let me just open up the editor here and I'll show you exactly how I did this. So I edit my website with a program called Thrive Themes and Thrive Architect. So I'm in that editor now. And so I just added in this element here that is called a form. And so I just had to grab this and then drag it over here. And then I can choose the style of form that I want. So like if I wanted it to look like this, then I can just drag and drop that in. So, but I actually chose this one right here. And so then I just click on it and I can connect it to Convertkit right here and configure that connection. So I'm collecting their name and their email address. And this is going to give me the opportunity to follow up with them via email, use their name so it's more personalized so that I can close that sale. So again, this is all about how we are converting the traffic into leads. So now whenever someone visits this page of my website and they sign up for this free opt-in, now they have become a lead. Okay, so now let's backtrack one more time to the very first part of this, which is traffic. So in order to demonstrate how you get traffic, well, this is the demonstration. Here on YouTube is my main source of traffic. I've been building my YouTube channel now for the last 3 years or so, and it is just the best source of traffic that I have ever found. No doubt about it at all. Before this, I would blog and I would use Pinterest, and that worked pretty well. And I started to build my business that way. But it was when I started my YouTube channel, like I said, about 3 years ago, that my traffic really took off and I got a lot more exposure, a lot more visibility. Of course, when I started, I had no idea what I was doing. These first videos were so awkward and I just had no idea how to really make a good video at all. You can go back and watch these if you want to make yourself feel good about whatever your current videos look like, because mine were definitely not great. But anyway, with those humble beginnings, that was how I started generating traffic. And today I primarily still use YouTube. I also get some traffic from Pinterest, from my podcast, a little bit from paid ads like Facebook ads, and then I also get them from collaborations that I do, but YouTube is definitely the best and most reliable sorts of traffic. Okay, so now that we've kind of worked backwards through this whole thing, let's work forwards through for just a moment and walk through what this customer's journey looks like. So first of all, they come to my YouTube channel and they watch one of my videos, probably not this one, probably one of my newer videos, but they watch that video and they learn something and they get to know my brand a little bit. They didn't know anything about it before, but thanks to the amazing YouTube algorithm, now they've found me and now I've made this positive first impression. And then in that video, I tell them about a freebie that they could download. So for example, if we look at one of these more recent videos right here, and I'm just going to pause this, but in the description, I've added this link, download the free business plan template here. So we click on that because we want that free business plan template, and we come here. We enter in our name and our email and hit download now, and then inside their email, they're going to get an email, and I don't want to log into my email right now for the sake of the video, but what will happen is they'll get this email that delivers this easiest business plan to them, and they will use it and get some value from it. And then I'll send them a series of follow-up emails telling them about Startup Society and how Startup Society can offer even more business resources to them. And so then in one of those emails, there will be a link for Startup Society. So they will click that link because they are intrigued, and they'll get taken to the Startup Society sales page where they can learn more about the program. And then eventually, when the time is right for them, then they're going to click that Join Now button and they will check out. And so the system I'm using here is called Samcart, and it's a great system. I don't really recommend it to people who are just getting started with building their first funnel because it is pretty expensive. Their most affordable plan, I believe, is $100 a month. So it's not going to be worth it to people who are just starting out. But once you're further along in your sales funnel building journey, then it can be a great way to optimize your checkout process and to convert more customers. So anyway, if they click on that button on the Startup Society sales page, they get taken to this checkout page where they can choose to sign up for $49 a month or $490 a year. And then they click that Join Now button, and that brings them to the end of my sales funnel and the beginning of my customer journey, where now I start to work with them and to help them get that result that they're looking for. So I hope that this sales funnel tutorial has shed a lot of light on the subject for you, and that you now understand all the basics and even how you can get started and build your first funnel. But if you still have any questions, which I'm kind of guessing you do, just leave them down below in the comments and I will be sure to get you an answer. I always try to answer every single comment in the first 24 hours after a new video comes out. If you want to get access to future episodes of Small Business 101, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this episode, then give it a like to let us know and help more people find it so that they can learn how to improve their business strategy as well. All right, well, that is everything for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here again next week, same time, same place.